Spreading all around my room, my world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the video here on the World of Juice channel, and welcome back to another Madden rebuild. Today, it marks the last of this genre of rebuilds where we've gone through the 2025 NFL draft class, just like we did back in 2024, and I think maybe even in 2023, and we rebuilt some of the big name draft picks on their new team. We've already covered number one overall pick Cam Ward and the Titans, Travis Hunter and the Jags at 2. We've covered the third overall pick Abdul Carter along with number 25 Jackson Dart in the New York Giants, and then most recently we took care of the Saints and Tyler Shuck. So it comes down to maybe the most notable draft pick of the entire 2025 NFL draft, and that is Shedeur Sanders and the Cleveland Browns. We're finally taking them on. We'll get into it once we actually go over the roster and stuff, what I actually think about this pick and all that kind of stuff. But I'm excited to do it, and I can't wait for Madden 26 to see what rating they actually give Shedeur, because I know he was a 5th round pick, but are they going to make him like a low 60, 70 overall player like a 5th round pick probably would be? Or are they going to give him like a 75 or something? I have no idea. It's going to be unprecedented to see what EA Sports gives Shedeur Sanders when it comes to Madden 26. But in this roster, he's not that high of an overall. Maybe that's fair. Maybe that's not. I don't know. Let's get into it and rebuild the Cleveland Browns. Funny enough, the Cleveland Browns might be my Madden 26 franchise team. I haven't fully decided yet, but they're at the top of the list simply for this quarterback room that they have right now. It's going to be wild. Let's see what happens. If you go to enjoy, hit that like button, subscribe channel, join the Juice Club, and let's go rebuild Shedeur Sanders, Cleveland Browns. Here we are on Madden 25 with the updated rosters, with the draft class, the same rosters I've used for all of the other rebuilds with these draft picks. So, and it's going to be the same draft classes that I use as well. So everything is even. Everything's on the same playing field. But here is our man, Shedeur Sanders. Now, I want to make it clear that I am a fan of Shedeur Sanders. I think he's a good player. I liked him at Colorado. I think I think he was the best quarterback in the draft class. Now, I don't know why he fell. It could be a few different things. You're never going to find out until he's retired and there's a 30 for 30 documentary about it. That's the only way you're going to find out. And maybe even then we don't find out why he fell in the draft, what the real reason is. But whatever it may be, somehow he falls to the 5th round pick number, I think it was 144? That sounds about right. 144, I'm going to go with that. Pick number 144 in the draft. Obviously, we could have had Shedeur Sanders and Travis Hunter on this Cleveland Brown team, but they traded out of pick number 2, traded down to 5 with Jacksonville, and then at 5, they took this man right here, Mason Graham, from Shedeur University. But he is now a Cleveland Brown, and he's a good player, and I have given him his updated rookie contract. Same thing with Shedeur Sanders, and Quinshon Judkins as well, who is also here, who is a Buckeye. Respect. And I've given all the rookies on this team, or at least all the important rookies on the team, their updated rookie contracts. I've also given Shedeur Sanders star dev, and I've given Mason Graham star dev. I do think that Mason Graham will have star dev when it comes to Madden 26. Shedeur, I don't know in Madden 26. He's probably going to have normal dev when it comes out, but for the purposes of this rebuild, I figured that I would give him star dev. I doubt that he has it in 26. I wouldn't be shocked if he did, but I doubt that he will. So his situation's so unprecedented. We've never seen anything like this because he was such a hyped up prospect when it comes to the actual draft, and then he fell so far. We don't know what EA Sports is going to do. Are they going to value him like he was valued pre-draft or like he's valued post-draft? It's a strange place to be in. Now, maybe he wasn't as good as people were hyping him up to be. That's possible. People always get hyped up to unbelievable extents before the draft happens. That's the whole point of the draft. But I don't know. And as far as who I think the starting quarterback of the Cleveland Browns will be in real life, I think they'll start the season with either Joe Flacco or Tiny Hands, and then they will go for either Shedeur or Gabriel in the second half of the year, maybe like 5 or 6 weeks down the road, because obviously these two guys, Flacco and Pickett, will not be able to win them games. And Kevin Stefanski's not about losing right now because he's on the hot seat right now for the Cleveland Brown job. So I would assume he would want to win games by starting one of those two guys. He's going to realize that they're not going to be able to win him games because this roster as a whole is not amazing, not horrible. The Browns have obviously had a lot worse rosters in their history. Then they'll probably move to Shedeur or Dylan Gabriel. I bet they'll give Shedeur the shot first. I mean, they'll probably give Dylan Gabriel the shot first, I would think. And then he's not going to play well. Then they'll move to Shedeur. Then Shedeur is going to hopefully play well and be a good quarterback for them. Now, when I started up this rebuild video and set up the roster, I simulated the preseason, and it looks like they cut Joe Flacco in the preseason. So that's not a shock. He was never going to play for me anyway. But it looks like we still have Dylan Gabriel. We got tiny hands. We got Deshaun Watson. We can't get rid of it. We just got to have to carry him along with us because of his contract situation. So he's kind of along for the ride, but he's not going to play for us ever. And you know what? I might even just have Dylan Gabriel be the backup. So Shedeur is going to be our starting quarterback. We're going to ride with him because this video is all about him anyway. And I do think in the end, he's going to be the starting quarterback for the Browns at the end of the season, however long that is, before he gets the job. But the rest of this team is weird because they don't have like a bad roster. They've got some good players. Now, obviously, Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, JOK, he's not going to play all year because I think of it, is it a neck injury or a back injury? It's something like that where he's already been scheduled for like surgery and all that kind of stuff, and he's already listed as out for the entire year. I think he's on the PUP list. So JOK won't play in real life this year, but he is going to play in our rebuild. We have Myles Garrett, who's a freak. We have Mason Graham, who hopefully will develop and turn into a freak. We have Denzel Ward. We have Emerson, who I'm a big fan of. I love Martin Emerson. We have Greg Newsome, Grant Delpit, the Rocket, Ronnie Hickman. This team does need a little bit of work on defense. The linebackers need some help. Defensive line needs a little bit of help. Offensive line needs some help because it's a little bit older. I mean, Joel Bitonio was on his last legs. Center needs a little bit of help. Maybe it's Luke Whippler. Hopefully, I mean, as a Buckeye fan, I'd hope that it'd be Luke Whippler, but I don't think it will be. And then Tevin Jenkins is nice, but he's a little bit older and he's a low overall. Jack Conklin's just a whatever piece. We do have Harold Fannin, who could replace David Njoku. Maybe we trade David Njoku for something else. I don't know. I haven't fully decided yet. But the main thing is we need to work on this wide receiver room because this wide receiver room is just the worst. It's super, super bad. And I have already loaded in the draft class and all that kind of stuff. I don't know how this team's going to simulate. I hope pretty bad so that we have a top pick, but I don't know how this team's going to simulate. We could win some games. The really only important thing about this first season is the development of Shedeur Sanders. I'm hoping to see at least like 3 or 4 levels of growth, overall growth, and maybe a 3,200-yard season with like 25, 26 touchdowns and less than 10 interceptions. That's kind of the range I'm hoping for Shedeur. Maybe he passes that, maybe he doesn't. I don't know. But I want to see this first season, see how he simulates, and see how the team simulates before we actually like get our grubby little fingerprints all over this Browns roster. Let's simulate the season and find out. It's a tough division, obviously, AFC North with Ravens, Steelers, Bengals. We got a tough battle, but I've seen the Browns simulate fairly well in these Madden 25 videos, so we'll see how it goes this time. If you're going to enjoy, hit that like button, and let's simulate year number 1 of Shedeur Sanders' career in the Browns rebuild and see how this team does. Okay, I wanted to bring you guys back in real quick because I realized that I don't think the Cleveland Browns are going to have the Jaguars' first-round pick from next year because of the Shedeur Sanders trade, and I really would like that. So I'm going to go in and add before we get too far into the sim, I'm going to go and add the Jacksonville Jaguars' first-round picks or all of the picks that they got in the trade that they made with the Jags in the draft night to get Jags got up to trade Travis Hunter. I realized that I didn't do that in the Travis Hunter rebuild, so that's on me. But I just remembered it now, and I would really like to have that extra first-round pick next year, so I'm going to go and do that. So by the end of this season, when we come back officially for the end of the year, you will see when we talk about it, we'll have 2 first-round picks and whatever else they got for it. So yeah, I just wanted to tell you that I was going to go and do that so that we can go and be legit. Let's go and do it. I'll see you guys at the end of the year. Season 1 has finished, and we actually made the playoffs. 9-8 with this roster. I don't think that the Browns in real life will make the playoffs this season, this upcoming year in real life, but I mean, Shedeur Sanders put up some numbers, that is for sure. 3,500 yards, 27 touchdowns, 17 interceptions. So I was kind of in the right ballpark for the yards and the touchdowns. He just threw a little bit more interceptions than I would have liked, but still, that's a very good season from a rookie, especially a lower overall rookie. And I'm hoping he's going to win Rookie of the Year. I don't think he will, but I'd love to see that. Jerome Ford, we don't have any running game. Quinshawn needs to take the next step, but he's too low of an overall to do so. Receiving wise, Cedric Tillman's your leading receiver with 1,000 yards. We need to figure things out. Defensively, 114 tackles for Jordan Hicks, 105 for JOK. Tackle for loss leader was Myles Garrett. No surprise there. With 22. Okoronkwo had 14. Mason Graham had 10. And only 2 sacks for Mason Graham. That's not the season I was hoping he'd have. Garrett led the team with sacks as well. Mike Hall Jr. was right there with 4. Oh my God. 10 interceptions for Denzel Ward. You know what? Go Bucks. Denzel Ward, 10 interceptions. If that's not Defensive Player of the Year, then I don't know what we're doing here. 10 interceptions is crazy. I did not expect that when I simulated the year. That's insane. Okay. 10 interceptions is wild. Well, we move on to the wild card round against the Bills. I don't know how this is going to go. It's probably going to be one and done, right? Yeah. That's kind of what I expected. But that's probably for the best because it means we have the best possible draft pick considering our situation where we made the playoffs. So I don't know how the Jags did. I don't know if they made the playoffs as well, but we do have their first round pick. I made that trade. So we have 2 first round picks this year. Hopefully the Jags did bad. They're not in the Super Bowl, which is a good sign. It's Eagles and Bengals in the Super Bowl. That's kind of an interesting little matchup right there. You don't usually see the Bengals in the Super Bowl in these rebuilds, at least not in year number 1. But the Eagles get it done. The Eagles are just too good. They win another Super Bowl back-to-back for them. Although technically it's not back-to-back for them because this game hasn't updated for real life. So next year, if they win it, they'll be back-to-back. But the season recap is the Eagles winning the Super Bowl with Jalen Carter getting the championship, or the MVP. It is Josh Allen winning MVP of the league, so we lost the MVP, I guess. Saquon and Aiden Hutchinson are the players of the year, and then Tyler Warren and Abdul Carter are the rookies of the year. I don't know how in the world Aiden Hutchinson won Defensive Rookie of the Year, or Defensive Player of the Year. What type of season did Aiden Hutchinson have that was better than 10 interceptions from Denzel Ward? That's a crazy season from Jared Goff, by the way. So Hutchinson had, oh, get out of here with your 18.5 sacks. Get out of here, man. 10 interceptions is way more impressive than 18.5 sacks. Get out of here. That's BS. Absolute BS. It's the Cleveland bias. They don't like Cleveland. They're biased against Cleveland. We have players ready to negotiate with only $3 million available to us. Oh no, that Deshaun Watson contract is just the worst, isn't it? All right, well, let's see how we can figure out this, because I'd like to bring back certainly Jedrick Wills, but maybe Elijah Moore and Devin Bush. I mean, Elijah Moore is only 26. You might think that he's been in the league for like 10 years at this point. He's only 26. At least I feel like that. We're going to have to do some restructuring because I definitely want Jedrick Wills back. Oh my God, this contract is so bad. It's so bad. Okay, he's only under contract for 2 more years. Or for next year, at least, I should say. He's only under contract for 1 more year after this year. But it's $72 million. Oh my God, that hurts my heart. It hurts my heart and my brain. That Deshaun Watson deal is just bad. So who else can we restructure that's going to be able to free up enough money? I mean, we could do Myles Garrett. Now, this contract is not his new contract. I didn't go in and give him his updated. I guess I should have. But I'm not going to do that now. But he re-signed a new contract, so he's got a massive deal. If we choose the Browns for our dynasty or for our franchise next year in 26, we'll have to deal with that new contract. But right now, I'm not going to change. I'm already a year in. I'm not going to update his contract. So let's see. Who should we? I guess we can do Jack Conklin. We can restructure his deal. It's not going to free up that much money, but as long as we can get at least Jedrick Wills back, that should be something good. I'm going to free up Jerry Jeudy. Oh, I can't do Jerry Jeudy. I was going to. I can't do JOK. I can't do Grant Delpit. Can I do anybody? I can do Quinshawn. I can't even do the kicker Dustin Hopkins. I can do Malik Collins. It's not going to give up that much money, but I can do Malik Collins. And I probably should do Denzel Ward, shouldn't I? I probably should push his money back. Yeah, let's do that. Let's push his money back. It gives us just that little bit extra to work with to hopefully be able to re-sign Jedrick Wills. 17 million. We'll get him on a 4-year deal. He's not that great, but he's better than what we have as a backup. So we're going to offer him this contract, and he's going to come back. That leaves us with 11 million, which is probably enough to get either one of these. Bush is the cheaper of the two, but I think I want Elijah more than I want Devin Bush. I mean, do I want Elijah Moore back that bad? I mean, we're gonna have Jerry Jeudy. Excuse me. We're gonna have Jerry Jeudy and Cedric Tillman, and that's it. I mean, I was planning thinking about drafting a receiver. I wasn't planning on it. I was thinking about drafting a receiver in the draft this year, but I don't know. Do I want Elijah Moore back? Is he that? He's 26. He's a 79. He's not the worst receiver option we could have. I mean, I'll offer him. He's going to come back. All right, whatever, man. Okay, he's coming back. Maybe I'll regret that contract in a couple years. I don't know. I guess we'll see what happens. We go to free agency. We don't have any money to offer anybody free agency. We can take a look, though, who's in there. Bobby Wagner, CJ Mosley, all the old heads are available in free agency. That's okay. We'll wait till next year when all the rookie contracts are up and we can get some of those guys. Let's get straight to the draft. Because next year we'll be done with the Deshaun contract, thankfully. $70 million cap hit. Oh my God. Okay. At that point, I probably should just start Deshaun Watson since he's making so much money, but we can't do that. We got to have the development of Shedeur. All right, let's get to these private workouts. So I did scout my main man, Carnell Tate. They got him at round 3 to 4 true talent. That's disrespectful. That's disrespectful to my GOAT, Carnell Tate. I'll also scout Eugene Wilson because we're going to take one of these receivers. We have to. We have to take a wide receiver. There's no way around it, unfortunately. And I probably should scout one of these tackles because we could use a right tackle to replace, what's his face? Jack Conklin. We're not going to be in position to get Francis Mauigoa, and I don't think there's another right tackle that I want to take. I mean, these two guys could be good, but I don't think I've ever scouted any of the left tackles. So let's scout Monroe Feeling. That's a crazy good name, by the way. That's a Hall of Fame name, or at least in contention. Monroe Feeling? Are you kidding me? We'll scout those guys. We'll take a look at the mock draft to see what our two picks are looking like. So number 1 pick is the Bears, then the Saints, Raiders, Panthers, Steelers. Where are we at? There's Carnell Tate at 9. Zachariah Branch is also around. They're disrespecting the receivers. I think Zachariah is better than a 3 to 4 true talent. So we are picking at number 19 and 20. So we have back-to-back. We have back-to-back first-round picks. Oh, where do we go? Eugene Wilson's a day 3? Oh my God. Maybe we don't take a receiver. They are mad disrespectful to these receivers. We're picking at 19 and 20. Is there anybody... I mean, Monroe Feeling looks actually pretty decent. Is there anybody that we should probably trade up for? Maybe we should trade up for Monroe Feeling and then have him be the right tackle over Jack Conklin. Then we have Jedrick Wills at left tackle. We could be good there. Because I don't think I'm going to take either of these corners. I know we need corner, but I don't think I'm going to take either one of them. I could also be persuaded to take Mateo Uyunglele. That could certainly be something we do, and he pairs alongside Myles Garrett pretty well. I think that could be a viable option. I'm probably going to try to trade up to get that left tackle from the Commanders. So let's go over here and purchase all of the stuff to be able to trade up efficiently. And if you're wondering why I'm doing this, I have a video on the channel that breaks down how to trade up for any first-round pick that you want. Unless it's number 1 overall. That's a little bit more tricky. But you can still trade up for it, but it's a little bit more tricky to get it. But you just go and buy all that stuff, and then it makes it so much easier to be able to trade up for whatever first-round pick you want to trade up for whatever player you want to get. So now that we've done that, let's go and actually make the trade. So we got to trade up from our spot at 19 to the Commanders, who I think had 17? If I'm not, maybe they had 16. They were pretty close. The Commanders have no, they have 15. I was close enough. So that means we're probably gonna have to trade from 19 to 17 with the Rams. Hopefully this works, and it does. And then we'll trade from 17 to 15 with the Commanders, and boom, we'll have the pick to be able to take that tackle, Monroe Feeling, which is just again a legendary name. I can't wait to see him in College Football 26. And then we go to the Commanders, who have number 15. They should accept this, and they will. Boom. Now we have number 15, number 20. So we're probably going to take Mateo Uyunglele at 20, and then Monroe Feeling at number 15. Then, I mean, we could have Wyatt Teller play center for us, but Whippler's going to be the center. We also have Zach Zinter who could play center, I guess. And then maybe we trade Jack Conklin for a center, or we trade him for something else, because Uyunglele is going to start right there over Okonkwo. And then we're gonna be good. Okay, let's do that. That's the game plan. Let's go to the draft. Hopefully everything goes the way that it is. We will see the number one pick. It is Caden Proctor. He seems to be the number one pick in a lot of these different rebuilds that I do. And we simulate all the way to number 15. It looks like Cardinal Tate did go. So it seems like the draft board was pretty much correct. The actual picks go the way the board said it was going to go. But Monroe Feeling is available. We need a left tackle. We need a right tackle, actually. And Monroe Feeling is our guy. He's number 30 in true value. Only normal dev. Monroe! You can't be disrespecting me like that. All right. Well, he's still a solid player, but normal dev offensive lineman's never good. And then we get to the next pick, which is going to be Mateo, if he's still available. I didn't see him get taken. He is still available. All right, Mateo. Welcome aboard, big dog. You are a Cleveland Brown. Number 95 in true value, also has normal dev. Oh, miss on both my first round picks. That's okay. That is okay. It's totally fine. I'm not crying inside at all. We go to the second round. What do we need? We need a center, but I don't think there's going to be any centers available. Ooh, Drew Kendall is available. Okay, we're going to take Drew Kendall. We needed a center. He's number 56 in true value. He actually does have a hidden dev. He's probably already going to be higher than Luke Whippler. So, boom, our center of the future is figured out. We go to the third round. What do we need here? Probably a linebacker or a corner. But I didn't scout any of these guys, unfortunately. So I don't know how good they're going to be. I've taken Avian Terrell before in different draft classes. I don't remember how good he was. I'll take him here just to refresh myself on how good he is. Number 132 in true value with normal dev. He sucks. I shouldn't have taken him. Why did I have to refresh him? No, there's a reason why I forgot how good he was, because he's not good at all. And we go to the fourth round. There's not going to be anybody available, is there? Kobe Prentice, he can't be that bad, can he? My guy Joseph Manjack? My GOAT? I mean, he went to Alabama. He's got to be decent. Let's take Kobe. Kobe. 224. He's got normal dev. God, I missed out on a lot of draft picks, didn't I? A lot of normal dev players. But we did get one hidden dev, and that was the center. Which, honestly, is probably our most important position of need. So, if we're going to hit on one position, I'm glad it was the center position. And now we can probably trade Jack Conklin for something. I don't know if it's going to be anything good, but Monroe Feeling ends up being a 74, a 70 for Mateo. Drew Kendall's a 72. They took a running back, Kavorian Barnes, out of UTSA, and he's a 75. All right, so that is not the greatest draft class you could ever have, especially with 2 first-round picks, but we move. We move. To year number 2, Shedeur had a decent amount of growth from what I could tell, so hopefully he has another decent amount of growth this year. That's the goal. He goes up to a 78. So after 1 year, he was a 70. Now he's a 78. I'd say that's pretty successful. Quinshon's now the starting running back. He passes Jerome Ford, or at least not overall wise, but I'm going to play him over there. Wide receiver still looks a little shockingly bad. We're going to trade Conklin. We're going to turn Monroe Freeman into a right tackle so that he goes and plays that. So we'll turn him into a right tackle. We'll trade Conklin. And then we will have the offensive line ready to go. We probably... How do we have Joe Tryon Shawinka? We have Jerome Baker now? What the heck happened? How did I get these guys? I didn't sign them in free agency, did I? I don't remember. I don't think I did. I don't think I had any money. Ronnie Hickman goes up to Star Dev, which is huge. Martin Emerson has Star Dev too. Okay, we got some good development traits. We got some good development traits. We need to send Mateo to left end instead of right end, so he's not sitting behind Myles Garrett. Swap him to left end so that Mateo can play. I don't know if he's going to start over Okwong. He needs to, but... So we'll do generate best lineup. Okay, so he's right behind him. I don't think he's going to play. I'm going to start him over. I think they'll switch it, unfortunately. Okay, so they have Jerome Ford starting over that. You know what? Maybe I could package Jerome Ford and Jack Conklin in a trade together and maybe get something a little bit more sexy. What are they offering me? Eric Stokes isn't a bad option, but I probably could get. Let me just feel the waters for a Jerome Ford trade. Brian Cook, Dorrance Armstrong, Jalen Tolbert. I mean, we do need an extra wide receiver, don't we? Jack Beck. Okay. These trades aren't amazing, but I mean, at least it's wide receiver, which is something we need. Jalen Tolbert, 27 years old, is probably not the right move. Kayshon Boutte, former Patriot. Jack Beck is probably the smart thing to do. Let's trade for Jack Beck. He's at least a wide receiver option. Something better than what we have right now. So he and Jerry Jeudy along with Elijah Moore, maybe that'll work out, maybe it won't. Who the heck knows? But this is what our offensive line is going to look like. This is what our offense in general is going to look like. Maybe we can make the playoffs again. I don't know. Let's find out. Let's simulate year number 2 and see what happens. Season 2's done, and we make the playoffs again as a 9-win football team. We didn't show any improvements whatsoever, although technically we didn't regress either. As long as Shedeur had a better season, and he did, 4,100 yards, 37 touchdowns, 13 interceptions, Shedeur's starting to get a little bit better, which is really good for the success of this team long term. We still don't have a run game because Quinshon's still at such a low overall. Cedric Tillman, he must be in the slot. That's the only way he's getting 1,100 yards and 13 touchdowns. Defensively, Jerome Baker leads the team with 111 tackles. JOK has 100. Tackle for loss leader was Mike Hall Jr., then Mason Graham. Myles Garrett only 8 and 5.5. What the heck happened, big dog? He did lead the team, but it's a little scary. Grant Delpit with 5 picks. Why couldn't Denzel Ward have 10 again? That was pretty awesome. We make the playoffs for the second year in a row, which is hurting our draft picks, but we actually win a game. Okay, let's go. I was going to say, but we're probably going to lose, so it'd be a decent draft pick anyway, or at least be top 20. But this time we win, and now we're playing in the divisional round against the Baltimore Ravens. We're going to get our cheeks demolished, not even clapped. We're going to get ripped apart. 28-22. We didn't get beat as bad as I thought we would be, but I mean, I thought we were just going to get savaged by the Baltimore Ravens. But Shedeur goes up to a true 85 overall. He is really developing. He started this as a 70 just last year. So 2 full years of sim, he's already up from a 70 to an 85. He is progressing like crazy right now. And we should be free of the Deshaun Watson contract once I simulate this Super Bowl, which it happens to be the Eagles and the Bills. So the Eagles are back-to-back Super Bowl teams. Will they be champions? No, the Bills get it this time. So Josh Allen won the MVP last year, and now he wins the Super Bowl this year. But we should now be officially free from the Deshaun Watson chains. We should no longer have that contract holding us back. Greg Rousseau is the Super Bowl MVP. Lamar Jackson wins both MVP of the league and Offensive Player of the Year. Deron Bland is Defensive Player of the Year. Benjamin Brahmer, tight end for the Chiefs, because he's in the Travis Kelce role, wins the Offensive Rookie of the Year. And Anthony Hill Jr., who I love drafting Anthony Hill Jr., but we couldn't do it this year. We just had him in the Saints rebuild, I think. Maybe I did. I don't remember if I did that or not, but I couldn't do it again. We've had him too many times in these rebuilds. All right, let me just go and I need to see it for myself. Please tell me Deshaun's contract is now off the books. Please. It's still here. Oh, I don't think. Oh, okay. I think what it needs to happen is we need to simulate to the new cycle, and then his contract's going to be gone next season. I think I misread it by a year. So next off season is when we will be free of the Deshaun Watson contract. Okay, I misread it by a year. That's my bad. But we do have enough money to hopefully be able to bring back some of these good guys like David Njoku and Greg Newsome. Both need to be back on our roster because they're going to be big. How are we playoff? Or so we have a massive impact for playoff. I mean, I know we've made the playoffs 2 years in a row, but I wouldn't consider us a playoff contender. Even if I know I'm kind of counteracting what I just said by we made the playoffs 2 years in a row, but I don't think we're a playoff contender, like big time playoff contender just yet, at least. David Njoku comes back. We get two massive returns. We also need to get back all three of these guys, which I don't think we're gonna have enough money to do. We're gonna have to restructure somebody else, I think, because I definitely want Martin Emerson back. So if he signs that contract, he's gonna come back. That leaves us with 7 million. It's not gonna be enough to get either one of these guys back. Let's restructure somebody's contract. I don't know who it's gonna be. Who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna? It's a good thing that Deshaun's contract is gonna be done next year because Myles Garrett's contract is up next year. So we're gonna need all that money to be able to send it from Deshaun to Myles Garrett. So I guess we can just do Denzel Ward's contract again like we did last year. I'm not gonna do David Njoku because I just re-signed him. Let's see. I guess I could just do Elijah Moore because I did it last year. That opens up 31 million. That should be enough to be able to bring everybody back. That gives us 21 million. Yeah, that's going to be enough. That's going to be enough to get everybody back. Ronnie Hickman will return to the franchise. The Rocket, he's going to come back. That leaves us with 13 million to get Jack Beck back. Jack Beck back is a crazy thing to say. We traded it for him. Oh, never mind. He's not coming back. He wants to test free agency. Well, screw you. What's the franchise tag? 41.3 million. You gotta be jacking me off right now. What is that? What? 41 million for a wide receiver of that caliber? I get that franchise tag is the average of all the top contracts at each position. I understand what the franchise tag is. I just can't believe that 41 million is what we have to pay for him, or what we would have to pay for him. That's a crazy thing to have to say. So we'll trade him. I don't know what we're going to trade him for. I'd like to trade him for another receiver, but it doesn't look like anybody's going to give me that except for Trey Palmer, and I don't want freaking Trey Palmer. Who do I look like? Let's try to trade him for Luther Burden. Trade offer accepted straight up for Luther Burden. Okay, you know what? That's not a bad deal. I know we got to re-sign him next year technically because his contract didn't get updated. Like I didn't go through update his contract, but that's kind of fun to bring in Luther Burden. And maybe Jack Beck will be in free agency. Maybe the Bears did not draft or did not re-sign him when we traded him, so maybe he'll just go to free agency and we can get him back anyway. Let's see. What do we got in free agency? We should have some of the young guys. I know in the Saints rebuild I signed Jameson Williams. Let's see what's available. Shamar Stewart's available. Michael Williams is available. Ooh, Malachi Starks. Now we're talking. A lot of the same guys are available as they always are. Is Jack Beck? I don't see Jack Beck available. He's not 28 years old, so I don't think he's available. They must have re-signed him. But we can definitely offer some of these young guys some contracts. I would not be upset about that at all, especially a guy like Matthew Golden. Although if we offered him a contract, that would be all that we could do. So we have to be smart about who we're offering here. Maybe we go for a Michael. Nope, Michael's going to be expensive. Maybe we can't offer anybody. I was hoping to get at least two guys, but it seems like the money's not going to add up to be able to offer all these guys. So you know what? I could go after a big Donovan Jackson, big DJ type of guy. Offer him a fat bag and see what happens. Because he's a Buckeye. Go Bucks. All right, targeted Donovan Jackson, please agree to sign with us, and he did. Okay, Donovan Jackson's now on the team. I don't know where he plays, but at least we have him. He now plays... Oh, he plays guard because... Oh, that's right, because we lost Wyatt Teller. I forgot about that. So, boom. Tevin Jenkins... Well, they'll probably just... If I go generate best lineup, they'll probably switch. Oh, no, okay. So, we got Boom Jackson playing guard. So, we actually did need a guard, so it's a good thing I signed Donovan Jackson. The offensive line's looking pretty good. Star dev for Drew Kendall's not surprising. The receiving room still looks a little weird. We need a linebacker. Grant Delpit's got X Factor now? What the heck? All right, we got a weird team. We got a real weird team going on right here. But it says it's 85 across the board, so I mean, it can't be that bad. Maybe the playbook is the problem. But I've seen the Cleveland Browns like play in the Super Bowl in rebuilds in the past. Maybe not in these rebuilds like with the draft picks, but I don't know. Strange, 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 strange. Let's see what we're gonna take here. This is obviously the Jeremiah Smith Ryan Williams draft. If we were able to get Jeremiah Smith, I mean, I'd be over the moon. But I don't think we're gonna be able to get him. Now, in the Saints rebuild, I took Raylan Wilson. Lewis Carter's around 2 to 3. That's good to know. I kind of want to scout you. Kingston, whatever his name is. I don't want to butcher it. Dylan Stewart. I think we're fine with Mateo. I think he can develop. I don't even know what else we need. Corner and receiver, I guess. Both these guys are true round one talents. I guess I'll scout a little bit further down to see if there's anybody worth taking later. I guess we'll go like, who's the tallest? 6'2" Des Ricks. We'll scout him. And then maybe, who's down here at the bottom? Anybody of note? There's a 6'2" guy out of Florida, Cormani McLean. Should I spend my final one on him or maybe on a receiver? Maybe I should do it on a receiver. Let's see. Who's going to be available to grab? I've taken some guys in this area before. I think I took Bryant Wesco in the Saints rebuild. Oh, I don't know where to go. I don't know what I'm doing or what I should go. Let's scout Cormani McLean. Might as well. Might as freaking well. Okay. So we'll go to the draft. We'll see what our pick is. It's probably around 19 like it was last year. Or maybe it's probably lower, I guess, because we went further. I forgot about that. We went a round further. So it's probably like 22 or something. Let's take a look at the mock draft though. Jeremiah Smith's number 1 overall. Surprise, surprise. Oh, okay. So we are picking at number 25, and they have us taking Ryan Wingo. Ooh, Kingston might be my guy. We could go Antoine Knapp. We've taken him plenty of times before. We know how good he is, but we don't really need a guard at this point. We could use Kingston and then turn him into a outside linebacker, I guess, or turn Jerome Baker into an outside. We could turn one of them into an outside linebacker, and then we'd be okay there, I guess. I don't know. Number 1 overall pick, Jeremiah Smith, goes to the emptiness of the void, which is the Tennessee Titans. All right, we are at our pick at number 25. KJ Bolden's still available. Zabian Brown is a round 1 true talent. Maybe he's the better option. Ooh, but Ricks is a round 1 to 2 guy. Des Ricks. So we could probably get both if we play this right. So let's take Kingston. Viamu Asa. Viamu Asa? I don't know how to say his name. I apologize. But we're going to take him. He's number 25. We took him in 25. He's got a depth trait. He's going to find a way onto the field. I know that. Second round, who's available? Please tell me that everybody that I want is still available. I see Des Ricks down there, so Des Ricks is still available. Lewis Carter's still available. Okay, so maybe we're able to get all 3 of the guys that I want. We're going to take Des Ricks. So we got a corner. He's number 37 in true value. Normal dev. Really, Des? Okay, whatever. And then we hopefully have that linebacker in the 3rd round. Please be available. Please be available. Please be available. Please be available. Ah! Okay, he's got taken. That's okay. Totally fine. I'm not upset about it whatsoever. Now we just got to pivot to another player who I was not expecting to have to pivot to. Why does this guy look good? I think I fell for this last time, didn't I? I feel like I fell for that last time. I can't fall. Not in the 3rd round, at least. I can't fall for that again. The name sounds familiar enough to where I fell for it. Wide receiver Nick Anderson's available. Is Nick Anderson fast? I don't remember. 4.5 speed. I'm going to take him. I don't think I've taken him before, so we're going to grab him here. He's number 130 in true value. He sucks. He's garbage. Get off my team. Ah! Okay. Okay. Whatever. Whatever. It's totally fine. It's totally and utterly fine for what's going on here. Why is Cam Robinson still available? He could be a guy for us. He sucks. He's trash. He's garbage. Get off my face. Is this where I fall for the oh, he's gone. Wait, was he not a center? Oh. Oh, he's gone. I was going to take that Nichols dude, but he's no longer available to grab. Okay, good to know. I don't really know where we go with this final pick. I'm not going to take Cormani McClain because he sucks big balls. I'm going to take Cam Robinson. He's going to suck big balls as well, but it's not a corner. Oh, yeah, he's garbage. He's trash. He might be the worst player I've ever seen in my entire life. We're going to simulate the draft. I don't know how these drafts have gone. These drafts have kind of sucked, actually. These drafts have kind of low-key been cheeks. But it's fine because I'm fine. And if I'm fine, we're fine, you're fine, we're all fine. 74 overall for Kingston. Des Ricks is 73. The rest of the picks were absolute, utter trash. But we move. Jeremiah Smith, best player in the class. No surprise, he's a god. He might literally be Jesus reincarnated into a 6'4" black man. He's that good. But we will see season number 3. This team is weird. I mean, Sanders, which is the main priority of this video, is developing really well. But everybody else is just kind of here. Here for the ride, I guess. One of you is going to move to linebacker, outside linebacker. I don't know who it's going to be. I'd probably prefer it to be Jerome Baker. Possibly. I still don't even know how we got Jerome Baker on the team in the first place. Was he just here and I just didn't notice him? All right, so we move him over. That allows for Kingston to start at middle linebacker. The defense looks a lot better than it did when we took over. I'll give it that. I mean, this team could win a championship, maybe? I mean, if Shedeur just goes crazy, it could, I guess. But, I mean, we'll figure it out. Oh, and you know what's weird? You know what's super, super weird? I don't know if this video is going to go up before the most recent Hawaii video where we played the Pac-12 championship against Colorado. I won't spoil what happened if it hasn't come up before that. But in that video, we simulated to like all the awards and stuff, obviously, after the game was over. And Eli Holstein, who is right there at the top of your screen for the Giants, he won the Heisman in that year. So I just think it's funny that they're showing me Eli Holstein in Madden now as debuting for the Giants when Holstein won. We just saw him in the Hawaii video. He won the Heisman in that video. So I thought that was pretty crazy. But like I said, I don't know if that video is coming up, is already out, or if it is, if I uploaded this before that. I can't remember. So whatever. Doesn't matter. We're going to simulate year number 3. This year could be the year where we actually make some noise in the playoffs instead of winning one playoff game and then getting bounced. This could be the year where we do something. If it isn't, then year number 4, I'm going to switch the playbooks. But this year, we're going to ride with the Browns, see what happens. Maybe we do something. Maybe we don't. Let's find out. I'll simulate the year and find out. Okay, so year number 3 is in the books, and we actually lost 11 games this year, which means we didn't make the playoffs and we regress. So that, you know what that means? We're switching playbooks for year number 4, because I don't think this team is as bad as a 6-win team is, but we just didn't perform. Shedeur had a decent season again. Quinshon's still not high enough overall. Jerry Jeudy and Cedric Tillman keep like balling out. Well, this is the first time Jerry Judy's balled out, but Cedric Tillman keeps getting 1,000 yards. He's gonna have a Hall of Fame career by the end of it. 1,000 tackles, 100 tackles for JOK. Baker did fine. Mason Graham led the team in tackles for loss. Right behind him was Uyunglele. That's pretty cool. And then Myles Garrett. Yeah, but the Browns defense is just not putting up the sack numbers that I want, or the interception numbers. I mean, maybe it was just an anomaly that Denzel Ward had 10 interceptions. I'm not sure. But we'll go to season number 3 off season and try to figure out this team. We're going to have a better pick this year, which is good. We're gonna have a better pick. And it's the Eagles and the Chiefs in the freaking Super Bowl, man. Eagles, go away. Stop it. Maybe I should just be the Eagles, be their playbook. I don't know. But they keep on playing in the Super Bowl. Maybe we should play in the Super Bowl too. Didn't I switch to the Eagle playbook in the Saints rebuild? I feel like I did. That sounds like something I did. They win the Super Bowl again. Oh, whoop-de frickin' do. Jalen Hurts is the Super Bowl MVP. Josh Allen wins both MVP and Offensive Player of the Year. Aiden Hutchinson's Defensive Player of the Year. Jeremiah Smith and Xavier Brown are the Rookies of the Year. We had the opportunity to take Xavier Brown. I chose not to. Maybe that was a bad idea. I don't know. Who can tell? Who can really even know? We are finally free of the Deshaun Watson contract. Show me it. Show me it. Yes, we have no more Deshaun Watson contract. Oh, it's done. It's done. Deshaun, we are free of the shackles. I feel like that one meme where it's like the kid that has like holds up his hands and the chain is broken. I feel like we're finally free of Deshaun Watson's tyranny. Obviously, I'm going to re-sign him for even more money. I'm just kidding. He can suck balls. Never mind. We're not going to cut him because that would incur a penalty of $34.9 million, and we're not going to do that. Okay, never mind. You know what, Deshaun? You can't. You don't. Sucking balls is not that good. Don't do that. We're just not going to re-sign you, and then you can suck balls. But we have $98 million. We need to pay two of our better players. Thankfully, Grant Delpit's not that expensive for being an X Factor, so that's huge. We're going to get him back on a contract. And yes, I know that Myles Garrett's contract is up. I'm not going to pay him what he got paid in real life, that's for sure. But we are going to pay him a fat contract. Although this is probably around what he got paid, if I'm maybe even more. Who knows? I don't remember what his exact contract is. But he's coming back. We have $49 million. We probably should get Cedric Tillman back because he's had 3 straight 1,000-yard years for us. Which is crazy because he's only a 78 overall. He's got to be in the slot. That's the only thing I can think of. Cedric Tillman's back. Tevin Jenkins I want back because we have no other game plan at guard. So we need him back. Oh, never mind. He wants to go test free agency. You know what? You can suck balls. Dylan Sampson can come back. I don't even remember having him on the team, but he can come back. And then Luther Burden needs to come back because we traded for him. I don't want to let him go like Jack Beck, who can suck balls. And Luther Burden's back. Okay. We're working pretty well. We probably going to have to trade Tevin Jenkins. Okay, so we're looking for a trade for Tevin Jenkins. We're probably going to be looking for a guard to replace him. I know we have Zach Zinter, but I would prefer somebody of a little bit higher overall. And preferably with a dev trait if I had to choose. And we could probably, I mean, Tevin Jenkins is a decent overall. I know he's a little bit older, but we could probably get somebody fairly good for Tevin in the trade. I just got to find it. Just got to find that right trade. Who's it going to be? Man, the left guard market's not really that good anymore, is it? We could get this guy, Chase Bisontis, from the Bengals. That might not be a bad idea. He's 83 overall. He's got 2 years left. He's got a star dev. That probably is our best option. Although Wendell Moore Jr. is here. He's a 75, but I think Chase is probably the better option. So we could probably just go straight 1-for-1. We don't need to add anything onto this. Yeah, we probably could have got a draft pick extra for it, but we didn't really need anything else. Cameron Mitchell, I like his steakhouses. Let's go for DeJuan Jones, get him back, mainly because I'm a big fan of DeJuan Jones. I love DeJuan Jones. He's Thanos, but he doesn't want to come back here. Well, I hate you now. $25 million, really, DeJuan? All right, whatever. I'll just offer you a contract in free agency. Bye-bye, Deshaun. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Jerome Baker, we should probably offer you a contract as well because we don't have any other backup plan. We need to draft somebody, that's for sure. Okay, so we'll go into free agency. We will offer DeJuan Jones a contract once we get to free agency. I'm not going to spend $24 million, then we wouldn't have any money in the cap left. So I'm not paying that franchise tag for him. Would have simply go over to the right tackles and offer him a contract here. He's not even one of the higher ones on here. Okay, so I wonder if I could offer him the same exact contract I just offered. We'll offer him that and see what he likes. Okay, so now that that's done, we'll go over here and look for Zay Flowers is kind of cool. We'll look for other young guys that we could add to this roster. We are going to be switching the playbooks. Let's see. Tyleek Williams is cool. Ooh, not a super young guy, not the young guy I was thinking of, but there are some good corners available. Emmanuel Forbes. Emmanuel Forbes being here is kind of intriguing. I know he's not like the greatest corner of all time, but I think Emmanuel Forbes could be a nice little addition to this team. We could, I mean, we don't necessarily need another corner, but getting Emmanuel Forbes is not a bad thing. If I had more money, I would offer Zay Flowers, but I just simply don't have the money to be able to offer him that kind of money. We don't really need another wide receiver, do we? If I go over here, I mean, we have Jerry Jeudy, Elijah Moore, Cedric Tillman, plus we have Luther Burden. I mean, we have some young guys. We don't really need anything else. I think we might just keep the money that we have, unless I offer Tyleek Williams a contract. I might offer Tyleek a contract. We're going to be negative, but if I can get it down to that, is anybody going after him? Nobody's even going after him. He might not accept this, but if everybody stays away from him, never mind. He's going to go somewhere else. We're just going to withdraw the contract from that. We get DeJuan Jones and Emmanuel Forbes back. That's okay. You know what? That's probably the best that we could have done in free agency. We are going to switch. It looked like Zay Flowers chose the Chargers, by the way. Okay, so offensive line's looking good. Offense in general looks good enough. It's a weird team, man. It's a weird team. We need to get a linebacker in the draft. Mateo gets star dev. That's huge. But if we can just focus on getting an outside linebacker in the draft, we are going to be using auto-generated draft classes now. So we should have random people in the draft class. And since we have the sixth, we won 6 games, we should have a pretty decent draft pick as well. So maybe we can, if we trade up, maybe we can get some pretty solid players. Who knows? What's this draft class even look like? So we've got a top 5 guy in Calvin Teague, who's actually a round 1 talent, and then another guy who's a round 1 talent. What about this third guy? We need to come away with a middle line or with an outside linebacker. I don't care if it's left outside or right outside. We need to come away with one of them, with somebody. And then there's a top 5 pass rusher, but we have Mateo now. We don't really need a top 5 pass rusher, do we? We could use a wide receiver. There's a round 1 talent down in the second round. That's kind of interesting. Is there a freaky type of running back? Is there a freaky type of running back to pass Quinshawn? There's no running backs with elite speed. The change of direction, there's a couple elite change of direction guys. This Dexter Saunders dude could be pretty crazy. He doesn't have the elite acceleration, but he's got elite jumping. He's got elite change of direction. I might scout him just for the kicks, just for the memes. I might want to know how good he is. But we need to take a good look at what our draft pick is. What is our draft pick going to be? We are picking at number 7, which is kind of huge. We're picking at number 7. There's a pass rusher right ahead of us who's round 1. Calvin Teague's actually going to go number 1 overall. That's kind of crazy. Is that running back in the first round? The running back is not in the first round, I see. That's kind of good to know. But I would like to see how good he is. All right, he's a round 1 to 2 talent. Okay, he's not horrible. I don't think we'll take him, but I was curious. I wanted to know. So at number 7, I don't think we need to trade around anything. I think we can just stay at 7 and take whoever we take. The number 1 pick is Calvin Teague. So there goes one of our outside linebacker options. Then a left tackle goes, a tight end goes. So it's pretty much following exactly what the mock draft said it would, which I'm not surprised by. Then there goes the pass rusher, the top 5 pass rusher. There goes a corner. And there goes another outside linebacker. Okay, so I think they did the work for us. They took the guys that were ahead of us, so now it makes our decision slightly easier for who we're going to take at outside linebacker. So really, Jeffrey Barrow is the only guy left. They did the work for us. So we've got to take Jeffrey Barrow. We have to come away with an outside linebacker in this class. It just has to happen. So I know it's a little bit higher than I would have liked to take him, but he's the best linebacker available, and we needed to have an outside line. There's no way we could come away with no outside linebacker in this class. It just couldn't happen. So now we come up in the second round, and what's going to be available? That running back still is available. There are a couple wide receivers left. I'm thinking we hold off on Addison Cameron because there's a lot of receivers left. I bet he makes it to the third round. I'm going to probably be upset when he doesn't make it to the third round, but he probably could. I could certainly see him make it to the third round. What other people are available here? There could be a big D tackle available. We could grab Jason Stevens, but he's not as good as I was hoping he would be. Broderick Orchard. Not bad. I think he's my pick. Not bad. He's number 13 in true value. That is a not bad pick. I'm happy with that. Maybe he plays outside linebacker if he's a higher overall. And then we go to hopefully the third round and get a wide receiver. That's the goal. I don't know if those guys are going to be available. He didn't make it. I don't know why I thought he would make it, but he didn't. He didn't make it. Marcus Dowling, though. Is Marcus Dowling good? 4.45 speed. He's going to be my pick. He's going to be number 83 in true value with normal dev, as they always do. And that is going to be the last pick that I make. All right. I don't know why I thought he would make it. He was projected around 2 to 3. He could have made it to the third round. He didn't make it to the third round. And I hate myself. But we got two big linebackers. That draft was all about the linebacker. That was like the last position that we absolutely had to have. And they're similar overall. I mean, one of them could play outside linebacker for us and start. I don't know which one's going to be. It might be this dude. This Broderick Orchard dude is actually a freak. What happens if I turn him to right outside linebacker? Does he stay at 75? Does he go down? What happens to him? What happens to the big dog? He's a 76. Oh, that's huge. What about if I turn you into middle line? What if I switch their positions? What if I switch their positions? We drafted them as different positions. What if I swap them? What if he goes to middle linebacker? What does he go up to? Ooh, he significantly drops. Okay, so he can't be a middle linebacker. Good to know. That's good to know. What about if I move him to a left outside linebacker? He's a 73. Okay, perfect. So that'll be our draft for this what is it? Third off season, fourth off season, whatever it is. Third off season, I think. And we will go to the year because this is the year number 4 regular season. So we're gonna switch the playbooks. I might just go to Philadelphia. I don't know, man. I know that Philadelphia doesn't really fit the scheme because Shedeur's not really like Jalen Hurts. Maybe we should go to Buffalo. This team's so weird, man. It's such a weird team, but we're not bad. We're really not bad. We're actually pretty good. We could, if we hit the right playbook, we could win a Super Bowl with this team in the right playbook. Speaking of, what is going to be the right playbook? Our scheme fit on offense looks like at the best is a 73%. That's not great. Base 4-3, 86% on a bunch of these. We probably should just go with a base 4-3. Stay the same. Okay, so offense is not going to cut it with Cleveland. We're not going to win anything with this playbook. Maybe we should go Buffalo because Shedeur could kind of play. I feel like Shedeur could play the Josh Allen role more than he could play the Jalen Hurts role. So let's just switch it to Buffalo's offense. And then I don't like the Cleveland defense. It's not putting up the stats that I want. I'm kind of leaning towards Pittsburgh's defense. I know that sounds a little crazy, but I'm kind of leaning towards Pittsburgh's defense. Let's do it. Let's do Buffalo offense, Pittsburgh defense, and see if that combination of playbooks along with the team that we've put together so far can actually get us to the promised land. Okay, so we should have probably changed the playbooks last year because we actually go 13-4 and make the number 1 seed of the AFC. That is an amazing turnaround that only was caused because, well, I guess it's not only caused by the change of the playbooks. It's also caused because we have a really good team around the playbooks, or a good team around the playbooks. And Shedeur Sanders is a great quarterback for this playbook. But The playbooks certainly do the heavy lifting in the sim, that's for sure. And we win a bunch of games, and I'm happy about it. Shedeur had a good season. We still don't have the running game, but Quinshon's getting better. Jerry Judy has 1,000 yards, good for him. Tillman finally doesn't have 1,000 yards in the season. That's kind of the streak is over. Now I'm kind of sad about it. Defensively, JOK has 100 tackles, and I see something absolutely insane. Miles Garrett in the Steeler playbook. How ironic, am I right? 25 and a half sacks for Miles Garrett. Oh my good God. That is a crazy season. He also led with 15 tackles for loss. Mason Graham had a decent year, but that is by far the best sack number that we had this year. 6 interceptions for Denzel Ward. He's had 16. Well, I mean, he probably had more than that because I don't remember his other numbers, but he's had 16 just from the 2 seasons that I remember. He's probably got close to 20. We win against the Raiders, and now we take on the Baltimore Ravens, who, fun fact, beat us in the playoffs a couple years ago. I think it was in the divisional round. And now we play them in the AFC Championship, but this time it's at our place. Let's go jump in and go to the Super Bowl. That'd be super awesome. It is the AFC Championship, Ravens and Browns. This is going to be a little tricky because it is the Baltimore Ravens at the end of the day. But I think these playbook combinations can really get us through. I mean, they won us 13 games for a reason, although we're only ended up with field goals at the end of the day. But there's a big one. That's a big touchdown. I think we scored the 2-point as well. It's late fourth quarter. Ravens are trying. They can't get the job done. This might be the end of the game, and it wouldn't be a World of Juice video if we didn't have that can't save any more stuff message or whatever. Oh, it looks like Shedeur's wearing number 11 for the Browns. I don't remember what... Oh, my God. I don't remember what number they said he was going to wear in real life. I forget exactly. Justin Madubuike is ruining my entire existence, by the way. And he was almost going to do it again. Quinshon Judkins! Look at Quinshon Judkins, baby. Go Bucks. Go Buckaroos. That'll take us to the 2-minute warning. All we got to do is hold on. A couple of first downs here and there. We can hold on for the W and play in the Super Bowl here in year number 4 with Shedeur Sanders as our starting quarterback. And it looks like Quinshon's going to be able to get the first down and a little bit more, and now the Ravens will start calling their timeouts, and they are in for a world of hurt. It's probably going to take one more first down to actually guarantee the win, but that's a good start. Dylan Sampson gets us up to the 49-yard line, 2nd and 6. That's a really good start on first down. Look how packed they're getting for this run. They are ready for it. The handoff to Sampson, and Sampson's going to get us a yard, but that's the final timeout used by Baltimore. They no longer have them, and we need one more first down to win us this football game. If we don't get it, it's a little bit sketchy. I might scramble with Shedeur. Shedeur Sanders scrambling to the 48. It's 4th and 3. What do we do? Do we go for this and risk it? Do we go for this and risk it? What happens here? What do we do? I'm terrified. I'm panicking. I'm going to let this roll to close to like 1 minute on the clock, but I'm absolutely terrified that we're not going to get this. Oh, I don't want to hand this off because I think Quinshon gets shut down. So if I fire that in, it could be caught, and it is. Look who it is. It's Elijah Moore who holds on for the catch, and that will be the ball game. We will win 14-7 in the AFC title game over Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens. Absolute utter insanity that we were able to pull this off, but we did. It is ball game. Boom! The Cleveland Browns go to the Super Bowl for the first time ever in the Super Bowl era. And the man who got it done was Elijah Moore on 4th down. And I guess it was a good thing that we re-signed him all those years ago. It was a good thing to do, because who knows if anybody else would have made that catch or not. But we know that Elijah Moore did. I don't know who we're going to play in the Super Bowl. I'm kind of low-key terrified about who we're going to play in the Super Bowl, but we should be able to win it. We're a good team. Oh my God, of course. I shouldn't have. Why would I ever be confused on who we're going to play in the Super Bowl? I think the Eagles have been in every single year of this video. I'm pretty sure. And they've won it twice. I guess we'll check in the season recap, but we are taking on the Philadelphia Eagles, and this is not going to be easy. If we thought getting past the Ravens was going to be difficult, the Eagles have basically owned the Super Bowl in this rebuild, and we're looking to dethrone them and get our own. It's the Super Bowl, and we're already down 7-0 because this Philadelphia Eagles team is just unbelievably good. Even all these years later, they take a 14-7 lead. I'm terrified that we're going to lose this game. It's 14-14. We get the ball back immediately. 21-14. That's a crazy good comeback. Come on, score again, please. 28-14 in the fourth quarter. Eagles get a touchdown, but it's 21-28. I said that weird. 28-21, and we are trying to survive against the Eagles. We survived against the Ravens. Let's see if we can survive against the Eagles. Quinshawn gets great blocks, and Quinshawn gets an immediate first down. That's what I'm talking about, Quinshawn. That's GOAT status right there. We're not going to snap this again. We're not going to give them a free timeout. We're going to let this go down to the 2-minute warning. They're going to use their timeouts. We are in field goal range to make it a 2-possession game if everything goes wrong. But hopefully we can just win 28-21 and use the rest of the clock. That's the goal. Will it happen? Probably not. But you never know. Let's see what happens. We're going to hand this ball off to Quinshawn again. He's going to follow the blocks, break a tackle, break another tackle, and go down to the 29. They use their first timeout. They know what we're doing. They know what they're doing. They're trying to stack this box and not let us get the first down. But we're going to try our best to do it. Quinshawn get the edge. Quinshawn could not get the edge, but he gets to the 27, uses another timeout. Now I just got to line it up for a possible field goal or a first down. I know Jalen Carter running at him is not going to be a good idea, and it was not a good idea. He absolutely blew up that play. Oh, wow. Okay, so a field goal is probably the smart thing to do here. Because even if they score, which they most likely will. Oh my God, that almost did not go in. I think it bounced off the camera that they have on the crossbar. That's crazy. And like clockwork, like absolute clockwork, the Eagles score almost immediately to make it 31-28 with 54 seconds left. If we can just get this, and we do, and look who it is. It's Elijah Moore again. Now we should be able to hold on for the victory. And we do. 31-28, and the Cleveland Browns, for the first time in franchise history, are Super Bowl champions on the back of Shedeur Sanders and just a weird team. We get Myles Garrett a ring. But let's be real. The playbooks did heavy carrying in this video, but the playbooks always do heavy carrying in every rebuild video. It's not a shock. But they definitely were more impactful in this video than they usually are. That's a good team. I mean, we were a good team, though. I don't know if we would have been Super Bowl champions this year if we didn't switch the playbooks, but we were definitely a good team. We were probably a playoff team. But we are Super Bowl champions for the first time in franchise history on the back of Shedeur Sanders and Myles Garrett and Quinshawn Judkins and everybody. Everybody that was a part of this team. Let's take a look at that season recap and see what's going on here. So, season recap, we've got Shedeur winning the MVP of the Super Bowl. Good for him. Jalen Hurts wins both MVP and Offensive Player of the Year. Myles Garrett, with those 25.5 sacks, gets Defensive Player of the Year. And then a couple of randos, a couple of jabronis, get the Rookies of the Year. But let's take one final peek at this roster before we get out of here. And you know what the best part about winning the Super Bowl in year number 4 is? We didn't get Deshaun Watson a ring, which is the best part. So Shedeur Sanders finishes his rebuild as a 94 overall, playing up to a 94, but he has progressed unbelievably well since starting this. He started this as a 70 overall. A 70 overall. And he's now up to, playing up to a 94. Which is just absolutely crazy. Quinshawn gets a star dev. That's huge. The offensive line's good enough. The wide receiver room never really became anything, but, I mean, Cedric Tillman and Jerry Jeudy got the job done. David Njoku stayed around. The defense stayed mostly the same. We added Orchard and Viamu Asa. I don't know how to say his name still. Those two guys were new additions, and Mateo was a new addition. But mostly this defense stayed the same, which is kind of crazy, actually. Mason Graham ended up developing into a pretty good defensive tackle, which I'm happy about. Good for him. and we win the Super Bowl with the Cleveland Browns. What a crazy thing to say in the year of 2025, but we have done it. The Cleveland Browns have been rebuilt. Shedeur Sanders is a success, and the Browns are on top of the football world. If you enjoyed the video, leave it a like, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching. I truly appreciate it, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.